So what I can say definitively without doing hours of research is there's lots of stories about comets. There's people talking about, people flipping the script or the perception that things are changing for the better. And then my perception that what they're feeling when they return to their hometown is the solar flares and that positive energy from the earth where they're from, the homeland, and getting that life-giving energy that is coming out literally up from the ground. It's not a political thing. It's not a random thing. It's nature. And there are certain places on this planet, good morning, in which we don't get, in some cases, enough of that natural magnetic energy, so we're more screwed up. I am in a region of the earth that's more screwed up as far as consciousness. And I'm speaking in a free flow, not a channel. I don't channel, but on these moments of super moon, I go into almost a state of automatic speaking. And so here it comes, right? Automatic speaking, automatic writing, that type of a thing. This is the time to write books. This is the time to manifest love. This is the time to understand that this completes a cycle. Now, I don't know where things are going to go with Gaza and Israel, but this is the 1 year anniversary of me coming back to the internet. And I did not know when I came back to the internet that certain world events would come into manifestation. We're going to talk today for the next hour about what you need to know. First thing, and I'm leading by example, I'm going to stop going to Walmart, Starbucks, location 1, location 2, location 3, and location 4. I'm going to stop going to the gym every single day and burning myself out with weights and punching bags. I'm going to take a break today from lifting weights. After 9 days of not taking a break, I'm going to take a break today. I'm not going to eat fast food. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray in multiple positions. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. I'll pray all over. I may watch a new video on yoga postures, and then I will show you. I may do this. I may do a deep dive, but let me tell you what I'm called to do. And it's already begun. And why? Because I'm in love, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I have hope now in my heart that I will manifest through the hard work, someone to appreciate me. And I could be crazy, and if I'm crazy, I will never endorse pendulum usage again. Okay? If it turns out that all this was a hallucination, I'll come back and be like, whatever I was doing was no bueno. But I ask it questions. Why I have bruises like that, I don't know. Sometimes I get asked that. There are people that have theories that these things happen to us in our sleep from demons. I'm not here to claim to you that I'm being attacked by demons in my sleep. I don't believe that I am, but I have been before. If you talk that way, some people might think that you're schizoid. I'm feeling called right now to just show off the energy of my books. This is one of them. And I've opened up this book. I know I've said some harsh things about somebody that helped me, and she doesn't want to be discussed at all. I'm sorry, but I explained like that's hard for me to censor my life. So I'm sorry, but it's scary for people to be associated with me because there's fear associated with things I talk about. You get that, right? So I don't want people to be afraid, but my life's been hard because of that. I've been thrown out of houses out of fear. People saying, horrible things in Portland, and it takes a really good friend to have faith in you. Well, the library system was selling a book one day. And so this was obtained for cheap when it became available when they were walking by it. And it's called The Mechanics of Demonology. It's no longer in print. This book has misspellings. It's not perfect. And the guy's kind of psycho that wrote it. Hates my ass. But I learned a lot from him and came to respect Christ a lot more. It brought me closer to Jesus. And it was speaking my language. I'm like, this is my language. Why are the Christians like, wow, I talk about archons, it talks about demons, Muslims talk about jinn. It's the same shit. And this place is just littered with those bad boys. And they're male and female. And so it talks about numbers and my first encounter with a succubus was a personal experience. Oh boy. Okay, we were meant to read this. This is not the first time we opened up this exact page. We may have to get rid of a succubus or incubus to find love. Shit. Fuck, man. See, that's what leads me down that route of we can't even look at certain websites. Perception, that is. Because there's a spirit that comes in that tries to prevent us from having love. Imagine 2 or more people stuck on stupid-ass websites that haven't even met yet. Well, that's not happening right now. And so that's my message, folks. Learn something from THX 1138. We are becoming robots. Okay? We are becoming robots. I'm not going to become a robot, but I've had to live like a robot for a long time. You know what I mean? And a day is going to come where I'm going to live like a natural man. Way more than now. Way more than I did in Pagosa Springs. I was on the computer the whole time looking at porn, going on in town and being depressed, not having a girlfriend. And what women I did hang out with were nutters. The ones that visited me, no bueno. This time around, I'm not even going to read that stuff right now. This time around, it's going to be my Latino, white. If the blacks want to be friends with me, fine. But right now in this particular environment, I'm not feeling the love. The ones that look spiritual, like the ones that might sell me the pendulum for 15 friggin' bucks. As soon as I show her my book, she hands it back to me and says nothing. And I'm telling you, I know it's not super impressive. That's so I can cover up my name for those that don't need to have my name when they can see the book. So the book has its own energy field. And I walked into grocery stores with Solar Wars 2025, and I've seen people naturally gravitate towards it. But is it a bestseller? How many copies has it sold? And have you got your copy yet for $15? There's no pressure, but this is what it looks like. But a little bit of a disclaimer. When you buy these Amazon books, okay, you need to be careful with them if you loan them out, okay, because this is what happens, unfortunately. Okay, and that could be from moisture. So you need to protect these, and I would like to have a better publisher, all right? So I want to lift you up in this period with the energy. And that's a good goal, and I hope you can find it. And I wish that there were more avenues in society for we could just sit and talk. We need to talk. And right now with this mini moon cycle, sorry if I sound a little OCD on that. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? We have been in such a dark place. And now you see me going out and talking to people that I want to connect. And last night I was connecting with the waitress and telling her, you know, I would like to talk to you, but not dating, and just talk. And then I said, you know, when I give rocks to people or show an attraction, things get weird. And I don't want it to get weird. And I tell you, things did get weird when I start thinking strong thoughts about somebody. And then my emotions alone and desire for someone caused me to feel so horrible that I felt that I couldn't hang out in that place. But we do live in a world now where there's an anti-man attitude, anti-relationship attitude. But keep this in mind. How many managers for years, although things might be changing, how many male managers, i.e. bad boys, because you got to be somewhat of a bad boy to be in charge of the Olive Garden, right? Or some of these places, they get all types of tail. That's the unfortunate part of the system, is the men getting too much. And so, yeah, let's see. Moving on here. Moving on. Okay. I think I should keep talking to you as far as videos. I don't think I should quit. But thinking about you, maybe not you personally, but thinking about the audience, is it healthy? Doing too many live videos, as my friend who's psychically sensitive says, is not good for my consciousness, but I get a thrill and dopamine in a world where I feel depressed when I'm not going live. So I need to step back from too much unconsciousness, because when you have too many eyeballs that are a certain low level trying to get offended and you don't have real people looking back at you, you can end up a little batty. And that's how I am. I'm telling you, I suspect from my mixed race status, we'll be quick on this, that I'm extra sensitive. Now, there's some people like Blake and others go, you generally disturb us talking about your pain with regards to these. What it is you guys must be super empaths. And I'm projecting pain and you're picking up on it. And I'm not intending to throw it at you. And it's just what happens. This is the frustration of me being a public speaker and having issues. If I could just be a robot and have no issues, I can teach a lot more. But the goal is, just so you know, is to be able to have other platforms. I just haven't, I'm only one person, but so I continue to have goals to build platforms and write books that don't get as personal. But even then, would I still struggle with what's called the demonic or archonic interference? Because even on the backdoor end, they can still see you at a soul level. I do believe that. Demons or the evil side, you could try to be secret agent man. Now on another level, and I have a short book that I wrote about that in 2019, dealing with the paranormal energies behind haters and trollers and stalkers. I believe there are certain things that you can do to shield yourself from the demonic surveillance. And if there are other people out there that found me through MGTOW, that's okay. Just understand that there's a time when I made MGTOW, to go back to that, in which they were insulting people. And I noticed a lot of anti-man attitudes from men, like people we don't need to mention, right? That were, poo-pooing martial arts. And I thought about that person that we talked over email. Is he really a person that's so deranged now that he looks down upon all martial arts when people are getting punched in the street? Because that's as feminized as you can be, to hate someone that's punching the bag. And that does come across as incredibly hateful. So I don't even want to hear that guy's name again, because he just makes me want to explode. We're talking about like MGTOW characters, like he is the epitome of a gremlin face. So I have to treat you with extreme forgiveness for even being associated with him. You feel me? You understand? Like, I don't even see like how he can even be listened to. He was so psychotic to me in his dealings. What it is, and take this constructively and learn from me, Evan. It's like these white guys that are psychopaths, they don't show you how crazy they really are to some of us that are short and brown. Does that make sense, Evan? They hide the fact that they're really, really anti-man. You know what I mean? Anti-masculinity and super feminine or feminized. Projecting onto women, they're this, while being the epitome of that. Like I've been saying, not liking nice guys, being bullies, kind of acting like a rapist in a prison. You feel me? When a guy's hurting or crying, the guys line up and try to poke him in the butt. You don't have to be in prison to understand prison psychology. And so the MGTOW crowd is like a prison crowd, basically, unless you're dealing with an advanced spiritual being that understands diverse human genetics. You're not going to be lifted up by MGTOW. You're going to be pulled down into depression. Does that make sense? That's why I don't make MGTOW content. This isn't MGTOW content. This is spiritual content that MGTOW people can learn from to upgrade from MGTOW, because we talk about China. Are you feel me? I have books about solar flares. It's about promoting intelligence, whereas mainstream MGTOW just stays a conversation around women. That's not what this channel is. In fact, my main MGTOW playlist is now removed on purpose to prevent MGTOW people from finding me. Does that make sense? Because out of the MGTOW crowd, they've shown themselves to be unable to have conversations outside of MGTOW, i.e. solar flares, China, off-grid living, technology, cell phones. Just talking women all the time and never creating content, to me, is like craziness. Men need women. We do, though. I need a woman. I'm fighting evil. If you're not fighting evil, you don't need a woman. If you're fighting evil, though, you need people to give you love and light energy. But you don't need a woman if you're not going to fight evil and you're just going to work and keep your head down and not actually push back. You need the love of your mother. You need the love of women. We need to resist this divide. MGTOW screwed up because it's not addressing it. MGTOW bullies people like me, right? Because I want to expose human trafficking. There's no such thing, Evan, as exposing human trafficking in women in MGTOW. Have you heard of it? I'll give you a couple minutes. Have you ever heard of MGTOW people willing to die to protect women just to get back to heaven? I'll wait. Do you have a link? Because we need women. We don't need the aliens to come and murder the women. What kind of a world would it be if it was just a bunch of men? What men helped me out in the last 4 years? Was it a man or was it a woman who saved my life 4 years ago? I'm curious. Where were the men? Where were the men? Hey, Evan, where were the men? No, Evan, but where were the men? Evan, every man showed me what he was in 2019, 2020. Do you register? But okay, as long as you register, this isn't about the man or the woman. This is about, great. This is about a dominant, crazy society that's manifesting as men and women. And what the Spirit is showing me is that there's a bunch of crazy people in different religions and different races. And we can't pin it down on just the black man or the white man or the woman. Everybody just seems crazy in this region that I'm in. And your region may be the same. So I'm like to argue because I don't have anyone to argue with here that's male. So I got to take it to the internet. I'll get a fight out there at Starbucks. I'm all flustered. You know how many cups of coffee I've had since midnight? I have been flying since midnight, talking to this person, talking to that person, and then the sun's coming up. What would we do without women, man? How depressing would it be? I don't want to listen to that video from Sandman, A City Without Women, but then I have other days where I'm like, that's exactly what we need, a city without women. So I'm acting bipolar now. It is what it is. Hope you're laughing. On topic of bipolar, I have two pendulums now. Thank you. And obviously I'm very critical of what? Afghans and Arabs, right? So I'm not even identifying racially and I'm mixed. And I've been critical of the other mixed race. Now, I'm being told that I just have to quit coffee in order to sleep again. And that may have to happen. Drinking coffee during a full moon and solar flares is not what you want to do. I copy and pasted or added information in my book about what you want to do and not do during solar flares. And you want to take in antioxidants, superfoods. You want to reduce caffeine and sugar. You want to increase working out of all the different types. On the topic of that, so if you want to do research, I think that I need to upgrade to a healthy brand of coffee that I drink all day, like maybe that mate latte, or my intuitions tell me change the coffee to something that's lower, that has some healthier stuff in it and drink it all day. Since I like to guzzle that stuff all day long, something that has minerals. And I think that even though society is still going in the toilet, we'll see the advancement of science, to where we have like way more vitamins and way more healthy things in the food, maybe even a fast food restaurant with that's enhanced with vitamins and nutrients. But we have to remember that's of the dunya world, physical world. We can have all the grocery stores that we want with just an endless, that's our world. We're really grateful to live in America right now and be able to eat. Dark roast is lower in caffeine generally. Okay. Like I said, I'm not like a Latino supremacist at all. I think maybe I had a past lifetime. And I also speculate, I don't want to sound grandiose, but I do speculate about ancient lifetimes. So I'm going to step away from the Starbucks and I'm going to step away from the Walmart because I'm looking too much at other women. Okay. And I don't want to lose the attention of certain people and the respect of certain people by coming across as a horned dog. But it stayed, if nobody wants to be monogamous with me, why not just be a stud and just have a bunch of girlfriends? So I start talking to a couple lesbians in town going, what do you think about, you and me at the park? Well, I don't talk about that, but I'm open with them. Like, we'll get up to that. But the idea is that's not why I'm talking to you. I want to help people. And there's a lot of women that were touched by their dads. It's confirmed that are Latino. There's a lot of pedo dads, not all of them. Okay. But enough of them in this region. And there's a lot of trafficking and porn addiction. It just goes with the territory of the men not having women, that they go down a certain direction. Because the vast majority of men are not going to play the monkhood role and do nofap or even attempt that. Not that I've been successful at that more than 10 days. I wouldn't lie about that. The mass majority of men, they're going to go in a certain direction. They won't know about the solar flare influence over their, getting hard. And they'll just end up lining up and not even care maybe about a little girl being trafficked, who they're screwing, who's being owned by a pimp, and that's the sad reality of it. And so human trafficking, people that are involved in rescuing women should know about the warning signs. should know about the trends, should know about the solar flares. Yeah, so I can't read everybody's mind as far as the Latino culture. Now, different Latino cultures are different. So I haven't had deep discussions with them to be able to ascertain the answer to that. So I don't want to talk too openly about, me asking the pendulum about certain people that are definitely probably watching this channel. But my intuition's telling me that, someone that I care about has lived a hard life here. That I'm attracted has lived a hard life here, has been harassed or is being harassed now. Is being harassed. Is being harassed now? Is someone? Yes. Then ask me for help, and I will help. I will help. I'll tell them to back off if the pendulum is not lying to me and this whole thing. I don't believe it's demonic, and I think that I am to hone my gifts. Okay, so let's move on. You're right, and they're very good looking. And I told you, we're you already know it. We're a society that's promoting young girls a lot. I told you I was at 24-hour fitness, and then it shows an adult woman going hot as a 5-year-old or as fit as a fifth grader. Now, how old is a fifth grader? We know that a ninth grader is about 14 or 15. So 9 or 10. Yeah, it's too young. And then you have the preteen girls doing twerking. Okay, but maybe twerking could be spiritual. We see it in the Iranian world. Belly dancing is more spiritual and moving around, whereas twerking is more funky. So I don't want to say that all people twerking are asking for it, but there's a style of twerking that's very nasty. When I go to the Mexican market, okay, there are times in which it's awkward if I don't say Spanish back to them. So to some of them, absolutely. Now, as a result of that, does that make me attractive to them? I don't sense it. Maybe to some. One darker skinned Latino said that I should be luckier with them due to the skin tone. But I'm telling you, due to my energy, attitude, and frequency, I'd have to be more, we all know it, a slightly different personality. But I want to believe that I am going to meet through manifestation someone that has been waiting for a guy like me, like the Foreigner song says, but the reverse. Because I sing that song, I've been waiting for a girl like you for how many years? And I've only met people of a low quality nature. Now, to say that I've never met women from the internet and my show is not true. I realize that I misspoken and that's not true. So I have to correct myself. How many women have I met through YouTube or from my audience? It was mostly through the TV screen. YouTube was far, far less, meaning YouTube's more mind control. But there's plenty of women that maybe 15 to 20. As far as sex, 15. They actually saw me in the boob tube. And that's a much more powerful presence and influencer over the female mind. What it is, it's juju status. It really means nothing. Well, this is the first time I've seen you in the chat, so I guess I'm good because kind of awkward talking to you live. I think I have a little bit more hope than a month ago, but it definitely seems like this region is going to hell. And like I said, I need to stop talking to strange women that look hot and doing these podcasts at coffee shops. The energy is shifting. Things have gotten very cold. Accent Warrior is a very nice lady. And if you guys want to, she made herself available for you to look at her. She has videos about the archons, which you typically don't see from a female. And let me tell you this. I want to be nice. I don't like Laura Eisenhower at all. I liked her in the beginning. I liked Laura Eisenhower when she talked about the archons and when Accent Warrior, I'm feeling spiritually attacked and I'm feeling that somebody wants to beat me up now. It doesn't matter if I think I'm a badass. They have guns. And he's a big black man. What? I think I'm just going to jump into something and get beat up? I'm not an idiot. Okay. And then I go over to the coffee shop and I talk to that lady with the red hair, try not to judge her because she's white and be nice to her. Give her a quartz rock. Maybe I'll talk to her, give her some therapy. But hang on, you don't know these people. And I know someone's abusing her at home, right? But a plant? Do you mean Starbucks? Well, Starbucks, they're to answer your question, attempt to, more like archonic interference is what I'm going to say, right? Because I'm telling her, I think this person was stalking me. He's here several days. in a row. Oh, he's a regular. Yeah, but that day I was yelling, he followed me. I didn't film it to show you because I don't film the street literally. But he followed for 10 minutes around that Starbucks, and I was getting away from him and getting distance in case he had a gun. Okay. So basically, the feeling that I got was with the change in the weather and the change of the supermoon, it's time to pull back from unconscious people and then tighten down whatever I'm doing with the internet. Oh, accidental warrior. I was curious what you were talking about. Yeah, I'm all over the map here. Okay, plant. That's a good question. What as far as my criticism? Okay, let's just go ahead and I'm going to pull it up now. I'm just looking at something real quick. Okay, Dr. Dream. So let me tell you what I notice. Dr. Dream, Laura Eisenhower. The year was 2000 and okay. So I wasn't really expecting to go in this direction, but now that we did go in this direction, let's go ahead and do that. So just stand by. Stand by. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you putting up with me. If you'd like to talk again, I'd love to talk to you. I really would. It's a really good time for us to talk. And actually, we had an introduction, but let's like focus on something intentional. Do an interview and share it, or do face-to-face. But if you're in a situation where you can't, then don't. I am not pressuring you, but you are invited if you want to. I think it's really important before we die, okay, that we create some evidence that we tried to talk about reality, all right? And we tried to keep a copy of it. So if you're going to be talking to other basket cases about aliens and stuff, and then people are always going to come at us and say they don't exist, archons don't exist. Like I'm constantly dealing with satanic Christians that say that demons don't exist, and it's literally in there. Yeah, what's your favorite time during the day? My time is 8:38 right now. So morning time is a good time because my energy is exploding. And I'm up early, so my energy is going up at this time. And then it goes down after 4 p.m. my time. And then, as I said, we're going into winter. So this is the time in which we head towards Halloween. There's literally a switch where you have to really start protecting your energy again. You know what I mean? Because we have all this energy coming in from the sun, energy coming in. And obviously I can get a little crazy around July. March, July, October, the 3 times that you have an excess geomagnetic activity, extra horny, extra violent, extra argumentative, extra crazy. Yeah, editing. And then I secretly told you of other websites, and I want to continue that plan to create maybe a national website. We can even create a new website if you would like, X-Men Warrior, or just where we do a podcast without my name and your name. And then we put it out there, try to get around an algorithm and get a few thousand views. Maybe get some help, get a push. Hey, look at this couple talking about reality. People like that. And we put on a new channel without our baggage with, and the other. These are ideas of marketing strategies to reach people. If you reach people with too much stuff, right, that's what I'm thinking. So let's think tank that. There's books we can get. You can read online. I'm just not as left brain with marketing. I'm super creative. So here I'm sitting on a gold mine of 22 years of content. And I'm thinking books, DVDs. And then I'm also thinking, I want to sit down and learn more about this lady, Dion Fortune. Get the other books I haven't read, learn more about the moon, preliminary training because I know about the sun, learn more about certain magical practices and why certain people are so scared of maybe people that can manipulate the weather. Oh man, I do this type of shit. No one ever told me how to do this. What is this? I have no idea what I'm doing actually, but I do. I'm tapping into some energies above when I'm doing this crazy shit. I actually drive down the road like a nut doing this circular motion out the window. Just got to make sure I don't drive by a telephone pole. That would be bad. So I need to conclude at 33 minutes and charge up again and go out in the sun and take a break. And then keep trying to adjust my health where I'm eating better. And then I have a junk food addiction and wasted money. So I go to Burger King. I will confess my sins. McDonald's. And I went to Taco Bell last night. This is how crazy I am. This black guy keeps staring at me. He keeps staring at me. I pull out the pin. I'm going, is he racist? Oh, it's yes. I literally call him racist because the Pentagon said so. In front of them, they start freaking. This lady shrieked. No, finally they gave me my taco. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way, China's going to invade America. EMP's coming. And she just started screaming. And I just ran out the door. Like something about my energy when I'm all pumped up. It like. Now, this movie is awesome. This is Firestarter. Okay. And this is a DVD called Firestarter. I highly recommend it. Okay. And I'm often thinking about, but I got too much ADHD, editing a best of supernatural movies. If you have ideas for movies, Dark City, Legend, Matrix, Firestarter. That scene where Morpheus is going, they're attacking his brain. Masters of the Universe. He's psychically attacking the goddess. There's like so many different micro clips that I have in my brain. Star Wars, overplayed. We're talking like subtle truth in movies about the paranormal. Furthermore, this is interesting because I think that, let's see. Solar flares made me nuts because people have been projecting their rage at me. Okay. That is something I'm noticing a pattern with me and others. The projecting of rage at others. You got PTSD and I get emotionally involved with other problems. Yeah, because we're corded to each other. We're a shared soul. An ad popped up when I was typing about aggressive people. Okay, so the ads are harvesting our language, listening through the microphone. Is this new to you? Did this just start happening? This has been happening to me on this computer for 2 to 3 years. For things, ads to pop up, W will say, flip the script. They flip the script, talking about things changing back at home where they're better. And he's, probably visiting family and whatnot, seeing the favorite restaurants like me on the Matrix, going, there's the noodle shop. And I'm like, yeah, but Matrix, done yet? Oh, shit. Yeah, solar flares. And then there's all types of stuff about YouTube bots, harvesting data, harvesting loosh. But in case you did not catch what I said so far about Dion Fortune and the Latina connection, I feel like I'm being shown that I am to work today like an administrative assistant to raise consciousness. And it's like Dion Fortune wants me to connect the female Latina vulnerable community with this information. Well, if you want to email me, you can have her ebook right away. You have to email me and then I'll send it right away. Or I posted it before. Now, if you want to look and do some research, my idea, if you want to help me, we can do like a jam session. First of all, take a couple months of really hardcore study to really understand this back to back. I'm not at that level. I want to claim that I am. Plus, there's other books on the stuff that she understood before that. Psychic Self-Defense, most recommended book. That's the bread and butter, her most famous. Then there's other stuff that deals with other magical practices. Then there's this one, which is the obscure one, which she didn't necessarily publish herself, but a guy named Knight did in 1993 out of where? The UK. And then I've been thinking the whole time that Glastonbury thing that she used was for her. We're not limited at all to Glastonbury, but if you're there in the UK, you specifically can be tapping into that. And then I specifically could be tapping into another one and another. Oh, wow. We have people on certain ley lines engaged on the earth. In the previous video that was streaming, there was a live, it was supposed to be playing the whole interview with Samantha and another woman. and it got cut off. So I'm going to have to re-upload that. So I think I've privated it. When I see errors in my videos and audio is missing, I just get rid of the video and make a new one. You don't have to say via text, but you said you're nearby. But why I'm in a ley line dead zone hell? I don't know. Are they able to shut it down? Wow. Yeah, just send me an email when you want to talk then, because then maybe there's a transference of energy from you to me then, and that which is around you. Same thing from me to you. There's angels around me. I believe that now. There's been natural disasters in which angels have led men to buildings where they've saved people's lives. In the last year, there's been storms that have popped up that didn't happen before. Tornado Valley type stuff. Things are increasing. I told you about my mom's old friend, and I spoke good of and ill of. Carl, he would talk all the time at those coffee shop meetups at Lloyd Center about the 1,000-mile winds and things of that nature. Talked to a black Muslim yesterday. It was like God is putting me in direct situations in elevators with deeply, deeply spiritual and calm black people that aren't even traumatized like me at all. They're just like walking through this reality, and they're very different than what we would call the hood rats or the usual suspects on the TV. Now, last Saturday, what time is it in your time? I feel like I need to leave and come back. I'm going to be going for another half hour, but I have some data on my cell phone. I don't use my cell phone hardly, but I can go live with my cell phone. That's a good time for you. Okay. Ooh, almost 1488. That joke, not my style. I'm seeing so much symbolism with 77, 33, 11, 144. Literally, I wrote 144 to send a signal to my neighbors. I'm rotating spiritual books in my window. Now showing. They might be weirded out, but is it better to do that to show what you're about, that you're spiritual, or for them to suspect maybe you're a P because they got kids? It's actually better for you to come out of the closet as a conspiracy doomsday loon so they know what you're yelling about. That was what I was trying to tell my friend over here. It's better that they know what I'm yelling about so they know that I'm talking about actual threats to our safety and not being like a schizophrenic. You know what I mean? Because we live in this world where you can be next to somebody where they go to church on a regular basis and they may not know anything. Thank you for the hearts. And I'm very naive to technology. Sometimes I see the hearts move and I'm going, what's happening to the screen? Is it broken? There's hearts floating. This is weird. What is balloons now? No, seriously, I've never put a woman's face in a picture before. But the pendulum's saying she's watching. So if that's the case, I would have my first connection with a human being who's actually, I don't want to say worth something. I'm worth something for a long-term. Man, why do I just lose control and just talk out in the public? Because I want to be authentic. I don't want to be fake. And Portland really, really was screwing with me. And I thought this place was absolute hell. And it is. But there is soul essence in brown people that are suffering in the time period since the eclipse. Even if they don't like me or hang out with me, or we're not dating or fornicating, I can still see some goodness in them. I'm just not getting along with them, and I have issues in PTSD like you, but I can see spirit in them. I can see a couple that walks by where I'm at, and they're walking together, and I'm jealous of them. But they walk together, I won't describe it, but they walk in a way to where traffic will see them and not hit them. And it's just so sweet. Aw, because nobody ever walks around here. And so I'm just noticing I have gone from an environment where 4 years ago, I was scared to walk down the street and thought I might get shot and was so ashamed I came here, to where now I'm megaphoning and I'm walking around without a gun with maybe some knuckles and mace, which I never, ever, ever have to use and hopefully never, ever will, right? But in this day and age, where people have guns everywhere, I should be acting like I have one, okay? And it's crazy. I don't want to get into a fight, but I can't be a pushover. So I just need to stay calm. Okay, so I feel, and I was asking the pendulum, is Dion working around me? Does Dion want this? Let's get back to the Latina connection. There's an issue with the goddess of death, which is an archonic entity, possessing cartel members. I'm not saying that we can actually take her down. Is it really that possible? But could there be spiritual tools given to the Latino community that embraces their Christian tradition, embraces other things, and pulls it together? Because she talks about the group soul and the group mind. And a lot of people in the Latina community could really benefit. So thank you, Excellent Warrior, for showing up as a female. My answer to you is you're not an American. It's so screwed up here. Somebody literally has to be outside America. Something about the American grid, the American media, and by you being thousands of miles away, it's like we have enough of a buffer zone. There must be some heavy, heavy archonic shit to where you have to be literally thousands of miles away. And it's not just for a female, for a male too. Now, having said that, this feels good. I'm talking about shit I've never talked about. We should do a show at some point. Like, if you want to talk later today, just tell me soon. I'm going to go somewhere at 1. No. In 1 hour, I'm going to go back to that Saturday market. Okay. I have way too much energy. So if you want to, yes, because I've been up since midnight. Okay. I've only had 3 hours sleep for several days. Whatever is going on with this solar moon. Whoa, that was a new one. Write that down. Solar moon. Can somebody tattoo that on my arm? Solar flares, moon cycle. Insomnia is awesome though. Have you ever tripped naturally? No, seriously, having women talk to me that are decent brings out my sense of humor. I am crazy when I'm isolated too much, just crazy. That's why there almost has to be a movement of men and women talking to each other with Zoom. No sex, no craziness, maybe some sexting, but not about that, about discussing what broke you to begin with. I can't. That's recommended, but I drank 4 cups of coffee. Yeah, but that is recommended to be able to drop down and do that. And I basically have to abstain. Like I said earlier, before you joined in, I need to get a new regular brand of coffee that isn't high dose, that has the mushroom stuff and vitamins and nutrients. I don't know if it's the Mate Latte, and just get off this straight Starbucks, Star Crack. It literally is almost a methamphetamine influence. And I've done meth 20 years ago, but even the way I'm punching is like I'm not actually getting in real fights. But if I was, oh my God, I'm not saying I can take everybody, but it's a good thing I'm not getting in fights. What few things I have gone, not bragging, I've neutralized people very quickly without hurting them. Importantly, just immediately thrown on the ground. So I do think that I was built to fight in real wars, but body-wise. But fortunately, I don't have to yet. And the screaming is meant to be screaming at an invading army or gang or something to really scare them, like I'm a giant or something. Because now I believe that I should be not hating the giants, but I am a giant in spirit. And I hope I hope you are being treated well over there, and it's not a life-threatening situation, and that you're being treated well. I don't want to think that you're a slave. I'd like to think that there are some good things in the UK. David Icke is there. I don't like his association with Alex Jones. I like this Isle of Wight energy over there. Probably have some connection to it. I do, probably. Isle of Wight. The French connection through the Lewis line, because, right, Lewis, translation Louis, right? So then it would trace then to that person. Then are we related? I don't know. Anyway, I know there's something there my mom is hiding. And then I asked somebody, should I just do a DNA test? Would that answer my questions? Is there a DNA company? If the system already has my DNA from a legal thing that I had 20 years ago, and they've already got it, the aliens, that is, would there be any detriment in me then getting the ancestral information? So then I know maybe what spiritual traditions to look at. Spanish royalty. Awesome. And I don't care who fucking knows it. I'm RH negative. Wait, didn't I figure that out? Did I figure that out already? Yep. I was asked that question for years. Oh, he's an alien, folks. Yeah, whatever. What are you going to do about it? There's a certain segment of the population that's arch negative. Google it. I think, right? I've gone down this road. Yeah. And the arch negative, it has a very specific blood type. Yeah, we went down this road. I got my blood type done. That's right. And there was that book, Eat Right for Your Type. I made that video. It's on this channel. Totally forgot about it. You want to eat right for your type. You're from an O negative alien abduction military family, aren't we all? Those chicks tend to like me or hate me. No, I had a sense that that female that visited me had that stuff going on, military family, that visited me in Colorado. Don't know if she's still watching. Bump, 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 XYZ. And the reason why, if the pendulum is right, she's not, because a lot of people will come in with the agenda, want. Oh, what's the matter? You don't want to want no more? You don't want to want? She literally came back going to want. Nah. Well, didn't you sleep? Well, I thought you used me though. Well, she came back to use me again. I gotcha. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what the fuck? Oh man. Now, can a man become sexier by having sex with other women on a primal level? Let's just be honest about it. Somebody not have sex for 7 years, bro, what's wrong with you? And then one day they're like, all right, that's done. And then they're like back out on the dance floor. That's how it happens, doesn't it? Yeah, we're crazy humans. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll talk about it later in the future. Lennox Kravitz. Recap which part? The no sex part? I didn't say no porn part. I said no sex part because society is crazy now. And I said they changed Craigslist. We used to be able to just type out sweet nothings and maybe woo someone with your brain. Oh, wow, look at that. And now these dating apps, whatever's going on with the swiping, the devil's in charge. I don't know. The women are freaked out too. The women are leaving the dating apps. Now we have these ads playing, Advents and Adventures. What? Advents and Adventures. But it's the same people programmed by the cell phones though. What you want to do is you want to get humans that aren't programmed by the cell phones, get them talking. There we go. Lenny Kravitz. Yeah. You're saying you want to hear some music from Lenny Kravitz. Now, we were going to talk about Dr. Dream. So let's retreat backwards. Okay, but let me finish this thought. When we get people interested in Dion Fortune, other than you and me, and we get serious and we talk about 1 month, and 1 month we do this, and I be disciplined. So do your studies now, get your copies now, get a physical copy if you can afford it. $15, $20, go to thrift books, go to Amazon. Now, about 7 years. I don't know why 7 was important. 7 is symbolic. I'm seeing 7 all over. Then there's 7 years of bad luck. If you commit a certain sin, you may not get laid for a while, or you may not or should not have sex for a while to work off a certain sin to cleanse yourself. That's it. And so if you're fornicating with people that have fornicated with bad people or too much, geez, I hope they can't hear me when I get into these topics. Shit. It can really affect your energy. I mean, the demons can come right into you. And me being from a place like Portland, who knows what I took in from certain acts. And nothing was too extreme. I didn't get into anal. Not that anybody cares, but I really don't think that we should do that. Not that you should feel judged. Most of you probably have. I don't know. I just feel like God wanted to steer me from that. You know what I mean? To steer me from that direction, even though there were opportunities and requests that it was always, no, don't do that. Not you. Okay. All right. So the universe is showing me maybe it's not good for us to be venerating gay men so much in this society since they have such a carnal nature. And that's what I was explaining to a lesbian girl who was molested by her dad. If I'm not involved with anyone, I'm at a different level than the gay man who is carnal in his mind, who's only thinking about one thing in some cases. And a lot of them do go for young boys. They just don't admit it. Not all of them. All right. Okay. So Laura Eisenhower. One day I saw Laura Eisenhower. Let's look at a video. Deep breath, because I can't stop talking. So let's just keep moving. Laura Eisenhower one day went on a show. I was living in Dallas in 2012, and I began to research the archons. Okay, now I'm typing in Laura Eisenhower and the archons. And we don't know if that's the video that's going to pop up from 2012, but I'm going to type in 2012. And there was something about this period in time that at the time that she was on Alfred Weber's program, I may be saying that Lamont, I have exopolitics. Okay. I was really sexually attracted to her. In love, you could say. It was a sensation that did not last. All right. But I did end up interviewing her in 2013. Her physical appearance, and that does happen with age, okay, is extremely unattractive at present. That's not to demean her or anything or make her feel bad. She's extremely unattractive, and she's not the same person. Laura Eisenhower in 2020 or 2012 came across as a very loving, kind angel. And Laura Eisenhower in 2024, to me, comes across as a demon. Does that make sense? Without going in and screaming and tagging her name, I've called her out and I've deleted it because I feared her energy. I don't believe anything about her story about going to Mars. Can I get an amen? Bull fucking shit. I mean, I have never heard a more ridiculous story from a woman ever. So these leading New Age women are basically creating misandry. I got to get some water because they're making shit up. We need women like you, Absolute Warrior. That aren't just make shit up. Just don't make shit up. That's too grandiose, you know. I don't make shit up about spacecrafts, you know. Let's just be grounded. But being able to manipulate the weather, I can get down with that. You know, you didn't say anything too crazy. Oh, the aliens tried to take you to an off-world planet because you're the goddess of some fucking... Now, that is some crazy shit. And that's what she's about. She's got, you know what I mean, Excellent Warrior, she's got like a mythological story of origins here. Plus, I don't even know about the father thing, the Eisenhower. But like, that is straight blue blood shit. I don't trust his ass. Didn't he do some shit during World War II, the Japanese? So some say. He's not a little innocent angel, is what I'm saying. Nobody is. He runs the U.S. military. I mean, we have this constant, oh, JFK is such an angel. They had control of this nation for a long time. I thought you said don't say it, spray it. Don't spray it, say it. My grandparents, so I told you, I suspect that I have blue blood. You look at the picture of my grandparents, I've shown you, doesn't he look like some Bush or something? That tall Nagel guy, my mom's dad? Look at that guy. Fucking giant. Giant. Nephilim. He's a giant. I cover, you should see Phil Nagel. He's a giant too. Google Sean Nagel. You'll see a giant. I'm related to fucking giants. Oh my God. Well, what happened was I got a spiritual line, came into the Neanderthals, and then I came out. Mixed race theory. Seriously, DNA test. Good morning, DFH. Yeah, so it seems that the scary white woman thing is going around, and we have to be so loving to the young white women they're going to incarnate. I now believe that spiritual white women are going to incarnate. I now believe in the golden children. I see it. I believe it. That's why the demons are here to get us to kill them and shit. Oh, man. So I don't know how God works exactly, but don't assume that everybody and every woman that gets taken out is a demon. Okay? Don't assume that good people don't get hurt. That's it. But good uncle is 7 feet tall. And you're on the shorter end of things. Which was my theory, that families keep making short and tall. You know what I mean? Like we can't get away from it. So, yeah, I don't know sometimes whether I'm 5'6" or 5'7". Yeah. I like to hang from the bar like this. I like to hang from the bar at the gym and try to get like my chakras going by stretching my back. I sleep on a bad mattress. I don't mean to speak ill of somebody, but I sleep on a bad mattress that I did not ask for. Like, so it was bought, and I'm like, but why don't you just ask me what I want? You're making me feel controlled. You're making me feel like a pet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not, both my parents are short, but my dad watches football with big black people, like, and yet he called them the N-word. My dad's so fake. I have an intention to tell you guys a little bit about my dad's writing over the years. If you'd like to hear maybe we'll go to that in a minute, because I'm planning to just keep jabbing like this, talking until 10. Then at 10, I'm going to go to the farmer's market, hang out in a lotus position, and do chi breathing without being too intense, and just try to annoy them and push a light out of my heart. You want to chord with me, hang out with me in 1 hour's time? Just think about being with me and meditate in 1 hour's time. And I'll go down there and sit 1 hour. Maybe I'll flip on a live stream for 5 minutes. So what you do is you come in energetically, psychically to my space. You've done it before, haven't you? Some of you. I called for help clearing out demons and shit from this region. Not even saying a word, just clear it out. Remember the day of the eclipse? And I'm thinking that the crime is less, you know what I mean? And then I told you I met the police chief, but I don't really have the money to buy copies of my own book, so I haven't gotten the book yet. But if anybody wants to throw me some money, I haven't checked my Hotmail yet. Search for the Truth asked me to. Don't even think about donating to me if you're poor. I'm not talking to you at all. There's definitely people that got banked there in the audience. And so when you do feel like being giving, whether it be this Christmas, I can also set up, because some people like that, a donate option on YouTube and create a fundraiser. All right. So this would be great if I would have a wife one day to be a partner, a business partner, so we can make some money. I would love to sell product to you, like a t-shirt that's affordable, that can be shipped to you, that's affordable, that they just, print it from the website, sell a course. We could talk. That's what I think about a lot. What I'm thinking about right now, I need to get back to promoting members area content that's high quality, that's produced, that it take time to edit, that's not live. Teespring. And I have this idea. I need to do something and try to, because I really think that if I was in a union with somebody, that doors would open for me and I would be able to do world travel. But it would have to be with a strong spirit that isn't too timid. And I don't know if that's that. Right now, the current situation is not that situation for world travel, and being around the public. It's not that. It is what it is, and it's beautiful. But it's not that. Now, I want to get back to Laura Eisenhower. All right? Laura Eisenhower. We need to talk about this. We need to finish the conversation. So I was drawn to her in 2012 because she's talking about the archons. And as you know, I've been discussing the archons, and I didn't see other people on the internet talking about the archons. You got it, right? So I saw me and her as being trailblazers. Are you with me so far? Not to sound narcissistic or narcy, but by 2012, there weren't as many people saying Archon, and I was already discussing, demons, goblins, New World Order. By 2012, it had come in, and I knew that I had known this word before. Now we know it's probably my past life as a Gnostic philosopher in Europe, and my current partner, because let's be frank, it is somewhat of it now. I'm not just a guest, so. But it's different. It's different. It's not romance. It's just, but we have a past life together as philosophers. And according to her past life of abandonment, me being abandoned, literally like on the hill. And she's like, you being abandoned, you being shot, you being killed. These are so many lifetimes being recycled over and over and over again. You're fearing old lifetimes. Email me about what the human design test is. DHF, yes. You can email me. What I need is get my ADHD under wraps and do one thing at a time. I have so many goals I have to create basically a schedule. I'm going to get back to Laura in a minute, to where I spread out the things that I do throughout the day and throughout the week. Okay. I'm really trying to seize the moment and take my bodybuilding energy and not waste it out there in the streets and on women, and put it into the computer and put it into the notebook. I got all these notebooks. Look at all these books. I've got so many notebooks. I got this many notebooks that haven't been made into a book yet. I've got to be like David Icke style now, of writing, boom, like the way that he talks about sitting down and going, boom. You know what I mean? And almost like, I don't want to say the word channel, but really being in the moment. But I believe it now that I can seize the moment, and I don't want to be afraid of being 44, 45. You know, I want to believe my hair will come back. Not that's a big deal, but I think that I'm doing okay for 44, and should be owning that and bragging about it and not being insecure. I don't want to be a victim anymore about race. However, I've got to talk about those issues for the other people of my kind, and the racism towards my kind will be used against white people. So to talk about it is also standing up against white genocide, you know, and the future of persecution of white people for the many, many wars and slavery. But how is every white woman or white looking woman, even if she's mixed race, to blame for all those things? And yes, you can be mixed race like me and be seen as white. I think you look way whiter than me. Axel Warrior, disagree with you. I don't know, you're using a filter. You're fibbing with me. But then you have other videos where you do look less white. You look more, a different tone. But this tone, this pic, you'll agree that looks white. So just understand, from a perception area through the computer screen, that may be the case, mixed race, but through the eyes, we're still being put into boxes regardless. And so I'm shocked that some people that are black would see me as white, but that's the truth. They have never even heard of someone being bent about no one cared about Afghan Lives Matter. I start going off at a Taco Bell at midnight. They start screaming. They don't know how to take it in. They feel threatened. The black people in this community have no empathy for that concern. 3 people just stopped watching the last couple of minutes, but I don't need to look into it. I have been talking a long time. I don't want to care about people dropping out. I don't want to care about likes or dislikes. I don't want to care about people saying hurtful comments. And you people collectively, even though I talk shit, have been the most behaved in a long, long time. You're not trolling like crazy. You're not talking crap. None of you have shown me any racism. Now someone's going to say something racist. Here it comes. Go ahead. I'm kidding. Seriously. But the apathy factor regarding my situation, stuff I've said, I still stand behind that. That part I stand behind, because we're programmed. We're less. That's why I'm seizing the moment, because now our heart's moving. If you talk to someone in the eyes, in person, and you pull them aside and you slow it down, you might be able to reach people right now on something. I don't know if I could advise an Accidental Warrior to promote herself in the streets of London with a YouTube channel, but certainly you should have some female friends. If there's any soul to the women there, they should be helping you out. And there is definitely an anti-female program within the female psyche. Okay, so we need to talk about that when we talk. We need to write down these topics. The idea of women hating women, for a woman to come out of the closet and talk about that. Now, you understand that this person I know, she previously was okay with podcasts, not in the era of stalkers. Women are not okay that are super truthers, which is putting themselves out there. The women that just put themselves out there on YouTube usually don't have a whole lot of truth and are just going on and on and on about nothing and want a lot of men's attention, whereas you're holding yourself back. You're not doing that. But a lot of the women that are just talking and talking and talking right now, they're very hard to listen to. If you created content on a regular basis, I would listen, but it's not smart if you're too smart about the archons. You figured that out. But these people, they're making bank. They've got all these men throwing money at them. So even though they don't look like the typical whore, in a way their energy is, isn't it? They're just going through all these men's comments, acting like they're victims. I can't watch these videos. You know what I mean? The videos that I showed recently. Oh, look at her. She needs help. Oh, look at her. She needs help. So that's what it is. You get in trouble vowing to do this. And I feel like, and that's not me being like, patriarchal or anything. Like, men really do need to be masculine with taking down Satan. But women can provide the backup support for the man. fell deathly sick, ex-boyfriend turned into a completely different person. If you feel comfortable talking about that, you obviously do, then that's the time. And we have this on live chat replay, meaning that people are going to watch this later and see you talking to me. Okay, but where were you last month? Anyway, mini moon, super moon. Talk to me about what you know about this moon and you and the moon cycle and women. And when the moon is like this, that's the receptive time. Not just you, her, person I've got in a frame here who's now apparently, according to the pendulum, might be open to be messaging her. You don't need to see the supermoon to feel the supermoon, but it is dominant in the sky. It is so bright. And then when it rises, it's like a different color. It's like at a certain time when it's rising, it's epic. And I'm near a major city, but there are still spots here. Listen, there's been days in which the northern lights have appeared and I've been sleeping or on the internet or in some drama or arguing with someone or drunk. As much as I've been to solar flares, there's days in which I was asleep on the wheel in which I should have been out in the park. So it's 9:16. I should wrap up in the next 20 minutes, this segment, then come back. Okay, because I'm going to go to the bar. So Laura Eisenhower, basically I want to talk about this. So when I met her in 2013 at the Mark Passu Free Your Mind Conference, I feel like I need to bring you a visual at this time. Let's just bring you a visual. Okay. After I interviewed her, she didn't really have much to say to me. It seemed like she didn't like me. I hate to, bring up the R word, but she had that like tall Portland woman type. I'm going to look right through you and not even talk to you. And I don't recall perving at her. So, how I look now, right? Clean cut, short hair. But you do understand that at that time I had like a homeless look, right? So what did your favorite bro, your dad, me, look like in 2013 at the Free Your Mind? And did I seem super masculine, or did I seem like, man, you need a hug? Here we go. It was an important presentation, but I didn't get any sleep.
The title of this presentation is Solar Maximum and links to cycles of war, changes in society, societal change, and personal transformation of consciousness. And there's a number of individuals that I would like to acknowledge that have done tremendous research in this particular subject, such as Alexander Chavinsky, Raymond Wheeler, Dr. Burrow Payne, Mitch Petros, Alfred Weber, who's speaking at this conference, Maurice Cottrell, Carol Moore, and the website spaceweather.com.
I want to say that Carol Moore is one of the deeper female speakers on the solar flares. You just want me to credit a woman for her deep hippie era knowledge of the solar flare influence over unrest. She is it. I don't know of other women that are at her level. I don't know if she inherited. So let's get back to the subject. So I'm showing you what I look like. Okay. So that could be described by some like a bummy look. And then this is Laura. Uh, 2013 Free Your Mind conference. Now I took pictures of this and deleted them. Because I thought something was wrong with my camera. Not to judge anybody that might have that serpentine thing going on. What do you mean by swan? Sworn? So going here.
Understand how to do this is to know what we're really made of. So I'm going to bring some attention here to the divine blueprint and to just the notion of the balance between the masculine and feminine. And for this whole presentation, you just take what resonates and leave the rest, because it's going to get.
Okay, so we're not gonna play this out now, but if the content of this is legitimate, then I will review this again. It was difficult to watch in person. And the photographs of her, there was definitely like a being or a spirit that was shape shifting in or around her, basically. But it looked serpentine, which isn't necessarily reptilian, but serpentine. But there's definitely a large, tall spirit working in and around her. And that was definitely clear through some photography. Now, having said that, I told you that I feel that a lot of humans in our culture are influenced by like the dark side of alien energy and looking down on short brown people. And it really disturbs people that I'm so apparently fixated on, but it's a real thing. It's so real that there are people in the Latino culture that have empathy for what I'm saying, whereas many Anglo-Saxons don't. Many blacks don't. It's like we're different species. And so, when she was there, let's move to the next slide or the next image that I'm going to show you. We're going to go to Dr. Dream and her. I don't know if the video is up or if it's been taken down, but we're going to go Dr. Dream Free Your Mind Conference. Free Your Mind Conference 2013. And it's possible that she made him remove it, but it's likely that it's still there because it's not his property. It's Mark Passio's. So we would have to go to Dr. Dream. What I'm getting at is that she was with, and the sense that I got was abuse. Took my time there. Abuse, control, duality, male domination, no love, hatred. Can you hear me now? There was a sense of pure malice from this guy when he looked at me. A sense that you are a threat. And there was a sense that I had that you are beating her. You are a predator. In my mind, I'm a legendary mastic psychic shoved in the body of a short brown person that you won't recognize. But I know that you're a dipshit. And I know that she's being tortured just because I'm fucking psychic. And I won't fucking say a word. I know exactly what's going on. And then you watch this shit. You pick up on him ordering her to co-sign his bullshit. Here we go. Let me show you how my intuition works. Look at the way he's talking. Look at those eyes. Now, pause. The sense of psychic attack from Mark Passio and his people was over the top. I repeat, the sense of psychic attack from the audience and the low level consciousness, that period into, am I speaking like a retard enough? That period in time, 2013. You want me micro machine, man? Micro machine. That period in 2013 was a period in which the solar was shifting, the solar cycle. And I had gone through like serious shit. Thank you, woman. Good women do exist, but you're less than 1% of the population. Sorry. There's something wrong, all right. We're looking at it. Ow. Ow. Dude, stop. You're hurting me. Did he abuse her? Ah. Was it, hey, hey, anal? Anal. 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 Looks like we've got a yes. Oh, man. Anal strikes again. Oh, shit. Are you serious? Up the ass? Booyah. Yep. People worship her. You know that, right? She's got a cult going. Yes. I feel like we need to keep listening to it, but basically, doesn't it seem like she is being forced to do that? She doesn't want to be there. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. So we have this type of, so she does this, and then he comes back. Yeah. And like when you say handler, like it's not like he's being paid by the government. It's like he's working for entities. See how he's got a crazy look in his eye. And so you know that Mark Passio is compromised because Mark Passio let the door open for all these freaks to come to his conference. And really, it was about, I don't know why I bite my lip on accident. I don't know. Maybe it's swelling. Weird. And her physical appearance has deteriorated. And then she started getting on board the pro-Trump thing and talking to a guy that psychically my brain was telling me was a psychopath. A David Rodriguez, right winger, nutbag. David Rodriguez. I mean, you could just tell the guy's a freak. You know, you could tell he's controlled opposition. He's just screaming. You know what I mean? Like anyone who's really psychic. So we're like real psychics then, you and me, lady, or something, you know, to a certain degree, mostly. And we're struggling as a result. They like to call themselves Dark to Light. So this is her boyfriend, huh? This is her little boyfriend now? Little boyfriend, Dark to Light? Shut the fuck up. Let's see what you're saying. Let's see what you're saying. Trump, 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 darkness to light. Get the fuck out of here. Tell me about it. Tell me about your advertisement. This is fun. I'm having fun now. Oh, being too psychic is painful. It's depressing. Picking up on demons and shit at the grocery store and angels fighting, like just looking like a schizophrenic. See that shit? I don't see nothing. I feel it. God, gosh, fucking. I told you the other day. It's my volume control. Volume control. Volume control. The other day, the black security guard had me leave because I was sun gazing. His archons went nuts, man. I was bringing in too much light onto the Walmart parking lot, and the archons sent him my way. I swear it. I swear. I knew this was going to happen. White noise. White noise. Tourmaline. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll be back later today. I'll email you if you'll email me. Uh, I'm thinking that I'm picking up on bad energy by being in public now. Okay, I'm gonna stop this stream soon, but I just wanted to listen briefly. I think I'm gonna shut this off for the next 3 minutes. I just want to hear this podcast, but we're forced to hear an introduction. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to Laura Eisenhower. See you later, Excellent Warrior. All right, let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, so we're just going to do a brief little mic check of these two shenanigans 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with what they say. The concept of the controlled opposition that's manifesting through these folks is keeping the conspiracy content very limited. With that, we're out of time, and it's going to take me more time to do research. Thank you for listening. You need to charge. I will talk to you again soon. It's time to charge up. Bye-bye.